Alhaji Ahmed Yusuf Fresh and 4 Ors v. Attorney General of the Federation and 2 Ors. This suit, heard by the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory FCT, Abuja, and presided over by Hon Justice DZ Senchi, was initiated by 5 claimants, officials of the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF), against the Attorney General of the Federation, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), and the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission (ICPC). The claimants brought an originating summons on July 7, 2020, seeking declaratory reliefs and a perpetual injunction against further investigation or prosecution in relation to charges for which they had already been acquitted. Their claims were anchored on a federal high court judgment in case FHC ABJ CR 93/2019 where they were acquitted, a judgment from the FCT High Court and a ruling by the FCT Chief Magistrate Court setting aside an arrest warrant, a letter from the Presidency limiting investigations into NFF activities to the Department of State Services, DSS, a directive from the Attorney General to consolidate all investigative efforts and to create an independent investigative panel. The court examined the acquittal in the federal high court matter, including the full 17-count charge, which ranged from asset declaration violations to criminal breach of trust and misappropriation of FIFA funds. Relying on Section 36(9) of the 1999 Constitution and Section 238 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, AC 2015, the court emphasized the constitutional protection against double jeopardy. That is, an individual cannot be tried again for the same offense once acquitted. However, the court made an important distinction. Although the claimants could not be reinvestigated for the exact same charges listed in the acquitted case, FHC ABJ C93/2019, the EFCC and ICPC still retain statutory authority to investigate new or distinct offenses arising from different facts, pursuant to Sections 239 and 240 ACJA. The ICPC submitted evidence showing its ongoing investigation was related to a separate petition, ICPC S12/2019, with fresh allegations involving $4 billion in fraud. Judgment summary: who won and why? The judgment was partially in favor of the claimants. The court ruled that the claimants cannot be investigated or prosecuted again for the 17-count charges in ABJ CR 93/2019, as they had been acquitted. However, the court refused to grant a blanket prohibition against any future investigations by the EFCC or ICPC, provided those investigations are based on new facts or distinct allegations. In essence, neither party fully won the case. The claimants won in that the court reinforced their acquittal as a legal bar to re-prosecution for the same offenses. The defendants prevailed to the extent that they were allowed to continue investigating the claimants on different grounds, supported by new petitions and facts. Further analysis: how this could have been avoided. Several systemic and procedural safeguards could have prevented this legal impasse. Proper coordination among agencies, a clear mandate from the Presidency or AGF to a single agency could have avoided overlapping investigations. Ignoring the directive to consolidate efforts at the AGF's office created jurisdictional conflict. Transparency in prosecution history. Law enforcement agencies, EFCC, ICPC, should have fully reviewed past charges and acquittals to prevent bringing similar or redundant allegations. Early judicial clarification. The matter could have been expedited if the original acquittal judgment, including the 17-count charge, had been made available at the outset of the current proceedings. Adherence to constitutional safeguards. A better understanding and adherence to Section 36(9) of the Constitution would have deterred redundant legal actions that amount to double jeopardy. Institutional protocols. A centralized investigative record system could help identify whether a subject has been previously tried for the same conduct, reducing unnecessary litigation. In conclusion, while the judgment clarified the legal scope of double jeopardy in Nigeria, it also highlights systemic gaps in interagency coordination and legal compliance that demand urgent institutional reforms.